I need to ask you a question.
Be curious, drifters.
Amelia's duel hits the front. Emma Tour is coming right away for Damien Oliver.
Bella Nipotina, and boy, doesn't she deserve this.
The Giga Kick's got a strong kick.
Golden Mile, soar out the mile. I'm thunderstruck over the top. Mr. Brightside has won the mile.
And Militarised blows them away in the Champagne Stakes. And she's a class act, pulling right away Prowess. And Zoo Gotcha won it by 2.5.
Zaki joined by Animo, who looks Destiny in the face.
Tell you what, the city of Brisbane looked Destiny in the face yesterday. And by golly, didn't they bloody deliver?
They sure did, mate. Look, the two of us have paid the price.
I think that's more than fair to say. I don't think I'm not lying, and this is no exaggeration. I've never been more hungover in my entire life.
Oh, really? You that bad?
I was.
Oh, really?
And I had a bit of a spew.
Did ya?
And I feel way better. I've never felt that sick.
Oh, mate, I'm so lucky that...
No, keep going.
I'm so glad that I don't really get bad hangovers. Yeah, feels very good, man.
Bit of John will make us all feel better, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm a big John Denver guy. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest. To the place I belong.
You know where that is?
Your mum's vagina.
You know where the place where we belong? The MCG on grand final day.
Yeah, that's where we belong, mate.
That's where we belong.
We belong in the cauldron where the winner is determined, where the better men are separated from the weaker men.
Grand final day on a Saturday and a Sunday, Brisbane teams, it just feels right.
It feels good, man. Oh, look, you know, Broncos aren't my team, but I tell you what, I can get behind them to beat the Rith.
Yeah.
The Penrith.
Yeah, no one wants to see a three-peat dynasty.
No, we don't want to see that.
And, you know, bookies like the good people at Neds are suggesting that Penrith are about $1.60 favourite, which, you know, is about right. And everyone, you wouldn't have predicted many people jumping on the Broncos bandwagon. Broncos are one of the most hated sides in the league.
They certainly are. They certainly are.
And they're going in as an underdog.
Yeah. Yep.
Australia wants... Penrith are giving me a bit of Collingwood vibes, you know? People love to hate them now.
People want the Lions to beat Collingwood as well.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Australia versus Collingwood.
It is. It feels good, mate.
Having Australia on your side?
To the place I belong. We belong in that cauldron, mate. I tell you what, I thought I was better. To be honest, I think I'm better probably too often.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need to be taken down a notch. And the two of us yesterday, like we gave it a good nudge. You've already talked about the consequence of that, and for you know you've relieved some of your weight this morning.
I feel better.
You feel better.
I feel much better.
Look, call me Pete Murray because I've seen better days.
Dr. Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, I think he'll be getting a call up today. What else could you call me? You could call me Slim
Dusty
because I'm dusty. You could call me Matt Dolan because I'm hung. You could call me a cheap pub steak because I'm cooked well done.
You look me in the face. You look me in the face right now, and you say this isn't a fucking tune.
Baby.
Honestly, I think they should change the actual song to this.
Oh, this is an absolute banger, mate. Just get some disco bickies and you're ready to go.
It's just a good time to be alive, you know?
It is good, man. We need to find our way there. I said to you last night, I said, look, I'm better. I'll find a way for us to get to the GA.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how we go, Drifters. Now, you were saying in general that you are not... sometimes you need to get brought down a peg. I wanted to show you this video that I saw on Instagram, on TikTok, of this certain podcast that do like Group 1 racing previews and that sort of thing. It's called On the Drift.
Oh, you're kidding.
And this guy, I think his name's Declan, made an outlandish statement about a horse called Shinzo.
It's a curse. And every year we get sucked in. This is the time when the curse will be broken. It's attractive, man. Every year. It doesn't really happen, does it?
Omelets on everyone's faces.
I think there is going to be a huge exception to the rule. And that's number 2, Shinzo. Do you know what placing him here first up is by Chris Waller? Arrogant. Stupid.
Oh
He's going to win this and he'll start favourite for the Everest.
Start
I reckon
favourite
he'll start, if he wins this, he'll start favourite of the Everest.
If he wins
guarantee
this.
you. Because people are freaking out about Giga Kick. I don't know why.
I know why.
I know. So, like, I don't want to be sitting on this podcast saying, oh, I'm a little bit nervous because he's first up, blah, 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 and the Golden Slipper curse, and not back him because of that. Like, I just want to back what I think is the best horse in the race. And for me, that's Shinzo. Do not call me a very fine red because I have not aged well. Oh man, like Drifters, sometimes I think I'm better. And to start the spring off, especially with once I started following the victims tips as well, like I thought I was better than everyone.
Absolutely.
And you know, sometimes I can be better than everyone, but
Not in this case.
but not in this case. I was
my
worse. I was worse. What happened to him? He balanced up, and I was like, I am better.
All right.
But you know,
all right.
it is what it is.
When I see a horse that, you know, has so much hype and has seemingly under-delivered on, you know, what the hype was, I go to the stewards report because, you know, it wasn't a terrible run, but it just wasn't.
He didn't accelerate.
No, it wasn't up to his lofty standards, right? Right. The Kia Golden Rose, 1,400 metres, race 8 at Rosehill Gardens. Shinzo. When questioned regarding the performance of Shinzo, Ryan stated that, as anticipated, he was required to settle near the rear of the field from a wide barrier. He said that the pace of the race was against Shinzo after developing into a sprint home. Now, what I'll say is this race, how would you interpret that? Basically, they were walking up in front.
Yeah.
That's how I've interpreted it. In saying that, this race was over 6 lengths quicker to the 600 metres when compared to the Espiona race and the Vienna Princess race in the race after.
Yeah.
So those might have been just absolute farcical speeds, but, you know, I think there might have been enough speed to get him into the contest, especially considering where Militarized came from the run. So he added that he felt Shinzo let down well and gave a good response until nearing the 100 metres where the colt peaked on its run. A post-vet examination revealed the colt to be 2 out of 5 lame in his off foreleg. Trainer Chris Waller was advised that a veterinary clearance will be required before Shinzo returns to the trials track.
So you're telling me that I have an excuse?
Nah. he was never winning. Never winning it.
No. But, you know,
I think
2 out of 5 lame in a leg, that's not great.
I think you're right in your assessment of wanting to back the best horse in the race. Now, I will put my hand up that I got this horse wrong, Militarize. I thought, and I backed him in one of the, you know, that 1,600 champagne. Backed him in that. He was like, what, $1.50. He was arrogant. But yeah, he's a lot smarter than I initially thought.
Yeah. Well, I said that he could win a Cox Plate in the autumn, and I still stand by that. It's probably that's probably firmer now than what it was then.
I think so.
Yeah, I said on the podcast, I was like, these just might be a little bit too sharp for him in the Golden Rose over 1,400 metres, but recording on a Wednesday is a double-edged sword because we get in there nice and early, but also things can develop throughout the week, and you look more closely at it, blinkers go on, the Magic Man draws a gate, he'll sit closer. You put all those things together and he's more of a winning chance, and you got pumped in during the week. But you can't be me and have outlandish statements on the podcast about Shinzo and then not smack him $100 with the betting strategy in the Group 1. So you got to stick by that. But
Absolutely.
He was phenomenal. And I tell you what, so that win, he's winning the Champagne as well. He looks to be a horse who knows where the winning post is, and that is very important. And he'll get better over further. I hope he goes to the Guineas, and I hope he goes to the Cox Plate because he's a live chance in the Cox Plate, and who's beating him in the Guineas? Maybe a horse called Stapati, but I think he's got panels on a lot of other 3-year-olds militarised. Unbelievable.
So. Yeah, absolutely. Jason Collette, who was on King Colorado, my top pick, he said that the colt didn't let down. He might appreciate a track with more give in it. I was like, sorry, Jason, but didn't you win a Group 1 over a mile
on Eagle Farm?
At Eagle Farm. So, yeah, I don't really believe that. And I think he finished off the race okay. I think you were on the money about him. I think he's just looking for further as well.
Yeah. So,
something like if he goes to the Caulfield Guineas as well, I don't know if he can beat militarised, but this horse is something special, something different.
Very, very good. He's not Animo, obviously, but he could build him. He could build a more formidable profile. But he's a horse as well who he'll go to a Caulfield Guineas and a Cox Plate, and I think irrespective of what he does there, he'll kick on to the autumn. And I don't think you'll see a horse like that as a 4-year-old.
No.
He's already one of the most valuable colts in Australia, full stop. So, he won't be around for much longer, militarised.
It will be fascinating to see how you were saying about the Everest field, like obviously things didn't go right for Shinzo, but if he came out and he did win that race, he almost might have started or been favourite in the Everest field because Giga Kick is out of the race.
Yeah.
Torn glute?
Torn glute. Oh, it's terrible.
So
terrible news.
Obviously, we're not in a horse training game. We're punters. We want what's good for the animal and everything, Do you think, we have to be careful because we really don't have the expertise to be talking about this either, but I heard that he was looking extremely poor in the mounting yard in that before that Moonee Valley race. So, and then Craig riding him like that from the 800 metres, I think it's all contributed where it's probably fair to say he was a little bit underdone heading into that race. And then Craig's ride has probably exacerbated that.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah. I think that's a fair comment. Well, all the talk was that he came back a much heavier horse, and I attributed that to, he's just put on more muscle because he's a 4-year-old now. Like he's just gotten bigger. Maybe he's carrying too much condition, too much mink condition. And it's such a shame that he's not in the Everest, mate, because I think a race like that would have not been at his mercy, but he's winning that and then going on to a Golden Eagle, and you've got the most profitable horse in the history of Australian horse racing, and he's only 4. I just hope he comes back the same. That's my hope.
Yeah, I agree. Especially because with his breeding profile, he probably doesn't have, that pedigree that is well known. You know what I mean? So it's like if you had like I'm sure some like breeding lines are more resolute.
Like if he was out of a
than others.
schnitzel.
Yeah, something like that, or a Frankel
Yeah, wow. No, fair enough.
versus Scissor Kick.
Well, they can come from anywhere. That just goes to show he's out of Scissor Kick. And look at the other best horse in Australia, mate, Mr. Brightside. He's out of Bull Bars. Do you know who Bull Bars is?
I don't.
There you go.
Yeah,
Do you know who Schnitzel is?
I do. Might grab one of those today, actually.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
So I'm looking at the because I think this opens the door with Amelia's Jewel going to the Golden Eagle now. Like the door was already open, but it's flung wide open because if your main rival's gone, then it's like, geez, does she go to a Cox Plate anymore?
I want her to go to a Cox Plate so badly.
So badly.
Like Romantic Warrior, Amelia's Jewel, Militarize, Mr. Brightside. The Bloods now come back into calculations after winning the Underwood, which we'll talk about later. Oh, gee whiz.
Because she's into a $4 favourite for the Golden Eagle now.
Is she?
Rifle. And she's second favourite in the Cox Plate at $6 behind Romantic Warrior. Second favourite with Mr. Brightside as well. So,
Who beats her in a Golden Eagle though?
Legato goes there. Legato's pretty smart. I think she runs top 2 there,
Yeah.
I just, the way that Simon Miller is talking about her, at least last week, and this, as it is with horse racing, it's a week-to-week proposition.
Some weeks you're better, some weeks you're not.
Absolutely. And I think he wants the nostalgia and the opportunity to look back and go like, I want a Cox Plate, like Australia's best weight for age race.
Yeah, and I said to you as well that people are saying, "Oh, take it to a Golden Eagle because it's the only year she can do it, and then take it to a Cox Plate next year." It's like, well, we've just seen with Giga Kick, he's ruled out for the spring. Nothing is given in this game. Nothing is certain. So
You have to strike
while the iron's
is
hot. Yeah. So, but yeah, the wash up of that Golden Rose question I wanted to ask you as well. I don't think I asked you yesterday. Does anything come out of that and running the Everest?
It's a good question. NCAP maybe?
That's what I was thinking. He's a smart horse.
Isn't he? Yeah, Gary Portelli's got a very smart one.
He's gelded as well.
Yeah, and on the day, like out of that, because the other big Everest watch for the day was Osmosis, right? And he did his job. Didn't smash the clock though. Like I think they only would have beaten Tristate, her same race over the same distance on the day. Now Tristate hadn't won for about 100 weeks heading into that. Won pretty decently, but
He'll get a slot.
You reckon?
100% he will.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mate, there's slim pickings now.
Like,
where did Charlestone run?
5th. Yeah, it's just the fillies against the boys.
Do you take Cylinder?
Yeah, I reckon NCAP or Cylinder. Like, they're both pretty good.
We were right about him though.
Cylinder.
Yeah.
He had a pretty horrid ride. Not Nash's best. He hit the line pretty well there. Like,
He didn't win.
He didn't win, did he?
Didn't win.
At least we took on one favourite, which worked out well.
Yeah, here's us sitting here like we're better.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's a freak. Militarized. So
yeah. All right, Underwood Stakes now. This day.
I was already pretty pissed by this point.
This was yeah. The Underwood. Now I have to put my hand up because I said Alligator Blood would never win another race, and that was stupid. He's just so good, mate. Like, so good. He had a pretty torrid run too.
He did, yeah.
But Ollie just got him in that rhythm, and I think it turns out he does need that really genuine tempo to get the best out of him. Which
he likes a brutally run race.
Yeah.
which is it's the best horses do.
Yeah.
Maybe he just took a while to wind up this prep.
Well,
But he's also getting beaten by Mr. Brightside, mate. Mr. Brightside, does he win this race if he's in it?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
If he has, say, the Tuvalu run,
Yeah,
there,
like he's
or
better than
Moanga
Tuvalu.
run, yeah.
So mate, the cream's rising to the top. That form is unbelievable form.
Yeah,
Mr.
it's
Brightside form.
Really, really smart. So, what were your thoughts with Solcombe as well?
I thought he was good.
He was very good.
I thought he was good.
Yeah.
And this is weight for age. He goes to a handicap race like the Caulfield Cup with 53 kilos on his back. He's a live chance there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he is too. Here we're about to turn into the Stradia Drifters. So Alligator Blood's probably not even off the bit yet. No other horse you really wanted to be on, to be honest.
Jules is scooting through.
Jules was fantastic. Now, there is some flashing light runs here. Tell you what, right you are.
He's a good horse.
That is a hell of a training performance, Now, what I wanted to highlight was without a fight here. Got back, that's his pattern. It is what it is. Look at his finish off here. So he looks like he's going to finish about 10th. He doesn't get clear air until about 200 from home. Look at his finish here. I'm really, really taken with it, and so are the futures markets. He only got hot in the last 50.
Yeah. You've been pouring cash responsibly into futures betting for him in the Caulfield Cup, and rightly so based on that performance. I thought he was a winning chance in the race, and obviously so did you. But it wasn't quite what we thought would happen in terms of the result. But he ran how you wanted him to see him run at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
He ran the 5th fastest last 200 of the meeting.
Yeah.
And I think there was 5 1,400 metre races on the day. There was other sprints, So if you're without a fight fan, you're waking up, instead of getting, say, a $12 in a Caulfield Cup, you're now getting off at $6.
Wow.
So the bookies have rightfully responded.
Do you know what weight Jewis has in the Cups?
Unsure. Should probably be pretty poorly weighted.
55-ish maybe,
yeah, for a
which
mare.
isn't great for her. It's unfortunate because she's 2,400 meters written all over her, and apart from the Tancred, you just don't really have that weight for age, which is her go over those sort of distances. So it's a bit of a shame, but look, she's in for a good prep, Jewis. Maybe she goes to a Cox Plate and she'd be a $30 to $40 shot there, but she's a good enough horse to run a Cox Plate.
Yeah, I agree. So Alligator Blood is just bloody good. Still think 2,000 metres finds him out.
Look, like I said, you take him to a Cox Plate and he doesn't win that race, but he's in the Cox Plate. You know what I mean?
And he's a rightful starter.
Yeah, he deserves to be in the Cox Plate. He doesn't win the race, but he's a fantastic horse. The Blood. Bradley finally got his money.
Finally. So Miracle Love was scratched from the Jim Maloney, which basically went to, I think, both of our second picks, Zuka Brett. Flat performance.
Very flat, yeah.
So Caulfield on the day, 7 of the 10 winners were basically in the top 3 entering the straight or from the 600. So, but I don't think it was leaderish at all.
No, I just think a lot of our races lack tempo, mate.
Ryan Moore in the Sydney Stewards report was saying basically every ride is due to the tempo of the race, my horse basically had no chance.
Yeah.
Turns out he did come here for a holiday.
Yeah, he really did, Ryan Moore. The Magic Man didn't. He came to play.
Came to work.
Yeah, so it's just another lesson we tell ourselves every weekend. You're just better off backing things that you know are going to sit in the first third.
Yep, absolutely. Oz Empress, the winner there for Waterhouse Bot in the Converge Silks. Decent win. Didn't run sensational time, the fillies there. Especially because I think there was like 4 1,400 metre races in a row. So you could kind of like pick up the tempo.
Yep.
Tell you who did smash the clock here was Buffalo River.
Buff, the big Buff. When was the last time he won a race?
Oh, years ago.
Yeah, he led at a pretty strong tempo.
As he does.
And just maintained it. And like if you backed him, well done. But like I'm not backing him again.
No,
and I haven't for God. I don't think I ever have. You know what I mean?
No. Like he Buffalo. He was favourites in Turax. He was favourites in like a Cantala one year.
He's 7 or 8 Buffalo River.
Yeah.
So he's a good horse, but like, what are you getting there for him? Like $20?
Yeah, rightfully
so. Yeah,
because his form profile, he's shown that he wants to run on wet tracks as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he could get much harder than it was at Caulfield yesterday.
No. Amenable got pumped into about
Amenable
$1.40, $1.50. You'd be disappointed if you own that horse.
And I think all the punters out there would be like, oh, just, within reason, was there any excuses for the horse? Like, was he lame or anything? Nothing in Stewart's report. And to be fair, I think Mark Zara won the ride again. I think he was like 3 wide without cover near the end of the field. So I think he just got too far back. And
yeah, and he's not a horse that
it's not bomb-proof.
No, he's not a horse that has like an elite turn of foot. So you want to run it. You want to ride him up closer to the pace, and then he sort of grinds it out. You know what I mean?
I think he has a smart turn of foot, not an elite turn of foot, and I think he has a short, sharp turn of foot as well.
And from what we saw yesterday, there was 2 horses that we were just talking about in the Underwood, Solcombe and Without a Fight, who both have elite turns of foot, and they couldn't get over the top of them.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard when you're that far back to win a race.
Like if you compare that race to, because his main shining, flashing light was in the Memsey, right?
Yeah.
And that was a farcically run race.
Yeah, it was.
So maybe he just appreciates races without tempo, and because that one there had plenty of it. Now, Stepardi in the Caulfield Guineas Prelude.
Now that is a horse who has a turn of foot.
He is extremely smart.
Very, very good horse. This is the first time he's taken a sit, and Paul Prusky, the trainer, has been
wanting to do
that. And we were just talking about, there wasn't a lot of horses who were coming from the back. He's very, very good, mate. Very, very good. Elite.
So still a little bit of tempo in this race. So I think they went out about 1.5 lengths slower. I'll double check that. I think, let me check my notes here. They went about 1.5 lengths quicker to the 600 metres. Okay. But they actually went about 3 lengths slower home from the 600, final 400. So overall time it was about a length slower than the Buffalo River race, But so I think that was a decent tempo set up here for them to run on. So the likes of She Light and Stepardi were well suited. I think Centify was pretty aggressively ridden and had the gun run, potentially just, got found out. I thought he definitely looked the winner about now of 200 from home. But look at Stepardi here, mate. Just sticks his neck out, doesn't he?
Yep, knows how to win. Wow. V8?
No excuses for him either.
Nothing for him? Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah, interesting. So, like I said on the podcast, I would have been happy if Stepardi or V8 won the race. Stepardi was my on toppy. So, that's always good. Him versus Militarised on the Caulfield Guineas. Tell you what. Beware the unbeaten horse. That's all I'll say.
Do you see a world a universe where both these horses get a start in a Cox Plate?
Yeah, 100% I do.
They're the 2 3-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
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 Because they usually minimum one, but they love two.
The Caulfield Guineas winner,
Always.
yeah. If they're a good one,
Yeah.
like an Animo.
Like Kirk's not going there.
No.
And he won a Caulfield Guineas and a Golden Rose.
Nor his Golden Mile. He's not going to a Cox Plate.
Nah.
So, but isn't it good? Like, how good are elite colts? Like,
Yeah.
that's my favourite thing in racing.
Yeah.
Is an elite colt,
Yep.
closely followed by a lightly weighted filly.
Are you finally breaking up with Barclay Square?
Yeah, I am. There was like every chance, mate. And I'm done with that horse.
So he puts his nose out in front about 300 from home.
And he gets scared.
Yeah. He had a pretty torrid run, sure. He was 3 wide, no cover. Even if he had a cushier run, I don't think he's beating Uncle Brian. Uncle Brian absolutely brained him.
He really did. Do you know he's different horses? But Barclay Square gives me Cherry Tortoni vibes.
Oh, that's a fantastic shout.
Like
That is
a
great
few
shout.
great wins as like a 3-year-old, and you're like, this horse is good, and then just nothing, and punters just kept piling in, me included. But he's like a Cherry Tortoni. Like, he'll win another race, but in lesser grade than this.
He'll be a benchmark 100 horse.
Yeah, 100%.
Like he's giving me Jimmy the Bear vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's dour.
Yeah, he is. And maybe he'll be a lightweight chance in a Sydney Cup,
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what?
No, he's not going to a Metropolitan Cup. He's going to a country cup.
Yeah.
Out in Whoop Whoop, starting as a $2 favourite,
Yeah,
carrying 60 kilos. That's
Yeah.
what he's doing.
The Bendigo Bank Cup
With all due respect.
to Sydney. So let's go. Let's have a look at the Osmosis race, hey? Now, early tactics, I thought, were fascinating in this race. I think the Waterhouse Bot horse did try and hang Rachel King and Osmosis out a bit. But to Rachel's credit, she just got Osmosis in a fantastic little rhythm here.
Yeah, very well ridden. I didn't understand why people were potting him, like during the week, and he was drifting. I don't think he even started favourite. I was like, well, what have you seen from him?
Race fitness, though.
Yeah, but he's better, mate. He's better. And I knew he'd be wound up because Bjorn wants him to get an Everest slot, so he's going to be wound up, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just feels good sometimes to be better.
I think,
But he didn't smash the clock like you said.
no, he didn't, but he also did what he needed to do. So, lays in there a little bit at the end. 1,100 metres. Does he run out 1,200?
Well, the Everest is a different 1,200 metres, mate. It's like a 1,400 metre race.
It's so true, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah, some really astute people actually say that. Yeah. So now, we both thought that the James Squire, Colin Stephen quality over 2,400 metres was of an extremely stinky race. And as a result, we didn't even get close to picking the winner.
No.
Athabascan.
We didn't get close to picking the winner, mate, because I said it was a no betting race for me, and I didn't have a bet. Would have been silly.
Well, and if you saw on Twitter or, the Sydney Sources analysis pre-race,
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Moore nearly completed, I'd say it'd have to be, the biggest gap between wins if he got up on Desert Icon, 1,529 days or something. It was absolute madness, but it all hinders into irrelevance because he ran third. Athabascan. J-Mac on the on the telecast had quite an opinion of this horse.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's a really smart horse.
Does he quick back up into a Metrop, you think?
Yeah.
That race is always gross.
Yeah, but I think there's a real smart one this year.
I think so too.
Just Fine is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm kicking myself that this should have been the best bet of the day.
Espiona,
Oh
yeah.
my God. She had...
Look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, and I'll actually get the commentary out for this one because Darren Flindell nailed it.
Secret sees them all, 8 lengths away, so Diamond Dealer swings the corner in front, 3 in front to Banana Queen. Now Espiona's coming off heels. She's starting to give chase. Zugotcha can't do much more. 3 lengths away to a Tissues, putting in a good challenge. Diamond Dealer being joined by Espiona. She really wants to lay in. Nash trying to straighten her up as she stormed 2 lengths clear now from a Tissue charging home. But it's Espiona clearing the golden pendant. Espiona the favourite, too good, beat a Tissue.
Way too good.
Way too good.
And Nash is trying to straighten her up. And
yeah,
even when he's trying, he rode another 3 winners yesterday.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Unbelievable.
He's on fire. She's a funny horse. And I was saying to you yesterday that there was some text exchanges going on during the week between Charlie Duckworth and Sneesby Racing, and basically talking about that race because, Sneesby Racing's obviously in Zugotcha. And Charlie said, look, we've finally figured Espiona out. I don't know what that means in terms of what they've done or what they're doing during training or whatever, but they're like, no, we know how to get the best out of her now, which is scary because we know how much ability and how much petrol's under the hood. There's a lot of it. Where does she go to now?
Probably Empire Rose.
Empire Rose?
Champions Mile, maybe.
Could you see her taking Chris Well's slot in the Everest?
I've seen some people suggest that. Like,
why not?
If she's never raced better, I wouldn't be surprised.
Why not? She's had a great grounding for it.
Yeah.
1,400 back down to 1,200. There'll be plenty of pace on in the race and she'll be launching late. Like, yeah, she's going to be a $20 to $30 shot in an Everest.
I'd have $5 on her.
I'd have $5.
She's in career best. This is like what she promised to show, to deliver on as a 3-year-old.
And she's won a Group 1, mate. She's won a Group 1 and...
Well, she's finished the black type quadrella.
She has. So, and she's only 5, so she's got another couple of years of racing in her, you'd think?
Yeah. I think, Thomas Barsden, or, a loyal listener, it's like, he suggested it about a few weeks ago.
So in the Everest.
Yeah. He's like, honestly, like, who else does Waller pick? It might just have to be Espiona. I was like, that is a good shout.
That's a fantastic shout. Well, now it's definitely not going to be Zugotcha. I don't know what's going on with her. Put a line through her prep, I think. Maybe training her as a sprinter has brought her undone a little bit. But, yeah, Espiona is a fantastic shout for that slot. Like, yeah, who else do they pick?
Yeah, I think she'd have to be the number 1 seed at the moment. So shout out to you, mate. That is an excellent analysis seen in 2020. It's your world. We're just living in it. The Shannon Stakes now. Best bet of the day, Waterford. Just too far back. Way too far back.
Way too far back.
Cepheus. Talk about horses you can't catch.
Oh, mate. I backed him so much.
Nash
again.
over.
Nash again. He's so good.
I thought Waterford was winning here.
But no, he's just too far back.
Yeah.
He ran well.
Yeah, he did. Lions Raw had a good run there, running into 5th.
Mm-hmm. He did, the big fella. Yeah. What do you do with Cepheus? Epsom, yeah.
Go to Epsom, but Drifters, if you are interested in futures markets, I was talking to you yesterday about the Epsom market, so still a bit of juice there. I think Pericles is the $6 equal favourite. It's next Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Red and Ear is $26 in that market.
Jeez.
$20 to $26. Like, he's a big price. I think he starts half that price on the day. So If you're interested, gamble responsibly. Have a look at, open up your Neds app, get the Epsom market open, and have a look at that, because I think that is well over the odds. Militarized, we've touched on, and I think that's all the listed and group races on the day, but there is some listener questions that we'll go through. All right, from Lachlan Tognella. Does the Blood win another Group 1 this prep?
Yes. Champions Mile.
Champions Mile?
Yeah, depending on who's there, obviously, but he can certainly win a race like that.
Yep. Okay. I don't know. I've been against him his whole career. Why would I jump on now? From Josh Bunny, is Alligator Blood the toughest horse in Australia? I've never seen him give up.
Yes, that's a very good shout, considering as well his checkered injury history. I can't remember what the surgery's called, but he had surgery on his spine.
Kissing spine.
That's right. So to come back from that, this horse won the Caulfield Guineas Prelude and nearly won a Caulfield Guineas as a 3-year-old. Just got nabbed at the line by Super Seth. Remember that?
I do, because I was on Alligator Blood that day.
Lol. Had a couple of years in the wilderness pretty much. Couldn't win a race, and yeah, now he's top 5 horse in the country.
Absolutely. Tim Smith, Osmosis and Stapati, the next big things in Australian racing?
Osmosis, no. He's a good sprinter. Have to see him do it against some of our best though. Stapati, same. Like he's very, very good. But if he beats Militarized in the Caulfield Guineas, then you can talk about being the next big thing in Australian racing.
I think the next big thing's Amelia's Jewel, right?
Yeah.
Like she's not there yet, but she's already a star.
Yeah. But that's a great question.
Yeah. And what the fuck happened to Red Card?
Yeah. It's a great question.
It's a fantastic question.
Yeah. I think Bradley Weston, who's a good judge, said before the race he was worried that she might not run out the 1,200 metres. And I was disappointed because I gave the 3-leg multi to start off the day in Caulfield a bit of a push on our stories, Drifters, and she was the last leg and the one I was most confident in. She's like $1.40.
Yeah.
Absurd.
We are looking at $1.30 on the racing.com screen right now.
That's bizarre.
That is, and you knew a long way from home that she wasn't winning this race. Maybe she didn't get around Caulfield.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Who's the biggest dickhead in this room? That'd be me. I put in Cardigan Queen for a Quinella with Red Card. Cardigan Queen just wins the race at $30. Just do that.
Just chuck it. Just chuck a tenner on her.
What are you doing?
30s, mate. Responsibly.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Michael D.
Oh, he's good on a roughie, isn't he?
Isn't he?
Yeah,
let's just quickly, let's have a look. All right. I'll just read. I haven't read this, so bear with me. Red Card. 4th place getter. Rider Blake Shin reported the mare travelled well in the lead. However, when placed under pressure, failed to respond to his riding. A post-vet's examination revealed no significant findings. Stable representative Sean K. How do you even... Co?
How do you spell it?
How do you say that name?
Yeah, you'd probably say Kyoff.
Kyoff?
Sean Koff.
Sean Koff. Reported the stable was happy with the mare's lead up to today's race after a ride from Sydney on Thursday morning and could offer no explanation for the performance. He added that Red Card's pre-race manners today were consistent with his previous starts. I think Lizzie was saying that. It's like she's the pick of the yard, but she wasn't parading that well. But if that, just like think about it. Just an absolute nutcase before the race. Just wants to get on with the job.
Think about it. It is nuts, isn't it? He's favourite in the Everest markets now. Think about it.
Really?
Yep. We keep being scratched.
I wish I win.
Mate, I was saying this to you yesterday. I Wish I Win is a grand final horse I've ever seen one. Like yeah, run a couple of nice placings and people sort of jump off him, and then you'll get a big price in his grand final and just absolutely blow them away. Like, yeah, I can't believe that he's not top seed.
Like, I think about it is he's a hell of a horse.
He's very good.
Like, you know that trial that he had during the week, he finished second. That's the first time he's been beaten in a trial or a race this year.
Yeah.
Like, he's pretty bomb-proof.
He's good, yeah. But like, I wish I win. You know what I mean? You know, you can loop think about it in with Amelia's Duel. I think in terms of next big thing in Australian racing, because like he's won 2 Group 1s, so he's very good. But the Kings of Smith and the Stradbroke. Stradbroke's the best sprinting handicap in Australia.
It is.
You know, we touted that on this podcast. But it's still a sprinting handicap race. If he comes out and wins the Everest and Amelia's Duel comes out and wins the Cox Plate, then it's like, okay, cool, these two are at the top of the tree.
Yep, absolutely. Zugotcha. We didn't touch on her initial thoughts.
Disappointing run.
Just nothing's gone right for her this prep.
No, if she gets a second or a third to Espiona in that race, you're like, okay, cool, Espiona's just better than her. She was very flat. I think trying to train her as a sprinter for this prep maybe has brought her undone a little bit.
Yeah. Ryan Moore stated in the stewards report that the mare didn't quite begin as he had hoped. So he said that he felt the tempo of the race was against Zugotcha, lol, again. So Ryan's a big tempo guy.
So am I.
And rounding the home turn, the mare came under heavy pressure and could not hold its position outside Espiona. He said that Zugotcha appeared to race flat, although it did give some response over the final 100. But post-race, no, horse was sound, but then they did an endoscopic examination and she was revealed to have some mucus in her trachea. So, obviously, an excuse there.
A little bit sick. I'm going to make another comparison here, and you might not like this take at all, but she gives me maybe Tofane vibes. Like, very, very good horse, has a flat period, and then, you know, goes away for a little bit, goes in the paddock, chills out, start afresh, and do something a bit different. Bring her up here. Like, bring her up here for a Tats Tiara, for a Stradbroke. Like, you know?
Yeah. Tofane was a hell of a horse.
Tofane, yeah, that's what I mean. So that's why you might not like the comparison. But she went through a bit of a flat spot too. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
because she started a big price in the Stradbroke.
No. Did she?
She started a big price.
Well, it was the next run. She was about a $5 favourite in the Tats Tiara. But then, yeah, she probably did start about 15.
Because I remember Macca had her in the Stradbroke.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's not a bad shout. And she won. And it was a big price, mate.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Well, she's definitely not Tofane.
She's not Tofane, but
your point about the sprinting prep. So she is that. I think your 1,400 metre sprinters are a little bit different to your 1,200 metre sprinters
100%
sometimes.
Yeah.
She's one of those. So over 1,200 metres, she just wasn't as effective. Like, I think she won down the straight at 1,100, best bet of the day, Derby Day. We all remember it and love that for me and you and everyone. But, you know, that was against her, like, it was against the likes of like Pippi and stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And that Everest run where Yulong secured her for their slot, like, it was a smoggy day, under the race pressure. She actually got a kidney infection after that as well. It's just like nothing went right for her. She went through that flat period and then she came out, I think she won a Memsey first up.
Yeah.
Or a CF4 or something.
Yeah, something like that. I actually don't know. I don't think she won it. I think she won the CF4 or the Memsey after that Stradbroke prep. So I think she actually was pretty flat. And then in the Stradbroke, I don't think she would have been first up, but she was a big price for that reason because she was coming out of that flat period and the kidney infection and stuff like that. And they remind me, Zugocha reminds me of Tefane as well, because Tefane was a sitting first, third, grind out a win. Like, she wasn't like a, come from the back of the field and storm home.
She was early days.
Yes.
But then I think they taught her to go like, no, you can sit midfield, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, which, credit to the trainers. Mike Moroney trained her, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for the questions, Drifters. That's
Always appreciated.
Always good stuff. Good conversation. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, mate. Like, Shinzo 2 hour 5 lane, do they even go to an Everest now?
I don't know. I don't think you can, no. Mate, it's pretty close.
So J-Mac doesn't have the ride on Giga Kick. Does he just pick up in secret?
Ooh. Good question.
Because Nash is on Private Eye, I believe.
Maybe he gets the Espiona ride.
Who else would ride in secret? Like Zach Lloyd or something?
He has been this prep, yeah.
Yeah.
But J-Mac wouldn't have been on Shinzo anyway because of the lightweight.
What, 53.5 is it?
Something like that, because it's, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Osmosis will be the same, and I don't think Bjorn's going to kick Rachel King off.
No.
So
she's almost, her and Josh Parr are the stable riders for Bjorn.
Yep. So Josh Parr will be on Overpass.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
if he's fit.
If he's fit, yeah.
Because he did get injured.
He did.
Hope you're all well, Josh. So if he's not ready, then yeah, I think he has a couple options in secret. Obviously, whoever the remaining slots are, too, he'll get a ride in it.
Of course he will.
It's J-Mac.
Of course he will. It's J-Mac, yeah.
It's just he won't be riding a horse that has a jetpack strapped to his backside.
No. Well, Willow will be riding Mr. Brightside that day in the King George Stakes.
Charles?
In the King Charles, sorry.
King George?
King George. The King Charles. So he'll be in Sydney for the Everest. And wouldn't it be hilarious if he picks up a different ride in the Everest?
Like an Osmosis.
Like an Osmosis.
He can ride late.
And wins. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. All right, Drifters, we'll be back Wednesday. Go Lions. Go Bronx. It's just bloody good to be in Brisbane.
Epsom Day next weekend, Drifters. What a time to be alive.
Fantastic race, and one that we've had a lot of success in over the years.
Yeah, we're better.
So long may it continue.
Yeah, 100%. See you, Drifters.